Good evening, Yankees Nation. You're here with Ken on The Ugly Truth. And this evening, we are going to be talking about the pre series review of the Yankees versus the Dodgers. Uh, See that we have a few folks in here today, so give a shout out to CT Cards, Stephen B, Cold Italian Pizza. Thanks for joining the stream. Appreciate the support. Uh, give everybody a couple of minutes to hop in, and then we'll go from there. Hey, Steel Threat, glad to see you on board. We went on this morning at 10:30, a little bit later than normal with our morning show. Uh, had good participation, good turnout, uh, and a great conversation about the Angels series and things that we saw that we liked, things that we didn't like. Uh, this evening, we're going to be doing the pre-series review of the Yankees versus the Dodgers, uh, and on Joe's channel, NY Yankee Mania, he's going to be with Nithin Ramachandra. Uh, Nithin is going to be at the Somerset Patriots game, and he's going to be giving live updates with regard to Jazz Chisholm's first rehab starts. Please hop over there. That one's going to be at 7:30, and then at 161 River Ave, Jason's stream. He is going to be holding a roundtable talking about possible deadline moves, trades, something that things that we're not talking about. And he's going to be joined by Jason Custodio of Jason Custodio Live and the Ace from the Ace Avenue. So that one starts at 9. So please hop on there, and you probably won't be disappointed with the content. All great creators, and I'll have something good to say. So, with that, I'm going to start with my review of the Dodgers. Uh, I actually like meeting the Dodgers at this time. Last year, when they came into the Bronx, we were in the midst of a lot of injuries. Players were hurt, and we hadn't figured out exactly who we were. But this season, we're coming in there. We're going into LA. We have uh, been pitching really well. The 3, 4, 5 holes have in the rotation have solidified. They found their own, and they're pitching well. In the Angel series, the 3 starters that we had there had quality starts. Will Warren, who was the last pitcher in Colorado, would have had a quality start had he not been knocked out of the game because of a rain delay. Hour and 47 minutes, so it was unreasonable. And the pitchers that we had, I think we would have been at 6 straight quality starts for our starters, and that's a good place to be. This season, the Dodgers' actual rotation has been decimated with injuries, and they're facing an uphill battle. You'll see that here when we get into it in a bit. Game one is going to be Friday night at all right, hold on. I'll bring up a comment from Stephen B. This year we are playing them at the right time. They aren't doing that well, and their rotation is hit hard by injuries. Their bullpen is also riddled with injuries, and uh, they did make a trade with the Reds today to bring in another reliever. Uh, Edwin Diaz's brother. They picked him up for a draft pick. I think it's the 13th round or something like that. But the Dodgers are doing what they have to do to make the world go round for them. Like I says, I'm liking where we're at. Uh, this lineup the lineup that the Dodgers are going to be facing is not the lineup that they saw in the World Series or last year when they came to the Bronx. The team has been reformed. our depth. We're hitting deeper with length in the lineup, and we don't seem to be relying as much on the long ball as we had to last year. Game one starts out Friday evening. It's going to be at 10:10. Unfortunately, it is on Apple TV. I will be calling play-by-play for that one. So anyone who doesn't have Apple TV can come in and listen up. On the bump for the Yankees. Hey, Dev, welcome to the stream, brother. We are going to have Max Fried, our ace, 7-0 with a 1.29 ERA this season, going up against the Dodgers pitcher Tony Gonsolin. Gonsolin is 2-1 on the season with a 4.68 ERA. Game two is going to be on Fox, and it's going to be 7:15. Should be calling that one. And on the hill for us is going to be Will Warren, 3-2 with a 4.09 ERA versus Landon Knack. He's 2-2 for the Dodgers and has a 5.22 ERA. First two names you probably not heard of unless you follow the Dodgers. Gonsolin has been up and down with injuries and was looked at possibly being one of the future pillars of Dodger pitching, but he just hasn't stayed healthy long enough to make it happen. And Knack, I think he is only reason he is up in the major leagues right now is because of the 60% injuries to their starting rotation. Game three is going to be at 17:10 on Sunday, and that's going to be on ESPN. So we don't have the MLB TV or Yes Network features. Game three starter for the Yankees hasn't been announced. I suspect if we clip the Dodgers on the first two games, that Yarbrough will be our pitcher. Yarbrough is 2-0 on the season with a 3.05 ERA. The best fifth starter in Major League Baseball. He's going to be having his hands full because the Dodgers starter is their ace, Yinsonobu Yamamoto. He's 6-3 on the season and is running a 1.94 ERA, I believe. If it is possible that Carlos Rodon could be flexed into the Sunday night game with today's day of rust, Rodon would be pitching on normal rust, and his record on the season is 7-3 with a 2.60 ERA. So the pitching match definitely favors our New York Yankees. The Yankees this year are 35-20 in first place in the AL East. We have a 7-game lead over the Tampa Bay Rays, and in the past 10 games, the team is 9-1, and we're currently on a 5-game winning streak. When the Yankees have faced teams with a greater than 500 record, hey Sean, thanks for hopping in the stream. The Yankees are 19-12, the best in baseball against teams with a 500 or greater record. And our run differential is a plus 113. So it just continues to go up and up. And we have just been crushing teams with the runs. And that is the best in baseball also. The Yankees series record is actually the road record for the Yankees is 17-11, well over 500, and also one of the best in baseball. Our home record is a spectacular 18-9. And the Yankees have a season series record of 12-6. We've won our last seven series against the Padres, the A's, the Mariners, the Mets, the Rangers, the Rockies, and the Angels. So, we beat some very top flight teams. Hey, John, glad to see you hopping in. And we have swept 2 out of the last 3 series that we've played in. All right. Bringing up a comment from John the Beagle Dad. I wish that our bullpen had more pitching. Not sure what you mean by that. We have plenty of pitchers, and for the most part, they seem to be holding their own. We've had some stumbles with Tim Hill. Ian Hamilton hasn't been the most consistent, but bringing Johnny Loizaga back, he is starting to shape up and be the pitcher that we've known for years. Devin Williams, until Tuesday night, had been pitching up to form. And Luke Weaver had a couple of bumps, one in Colorado, and a little bit of a hiccup in Anaheim, but bullpen didn't cost us any games. They pretty much held it down for us. And last night we had a hodgepodge, bringing in Hamilton, Hill, and Leiter to get the final 9 outs of the game, and they held their own. This year, the Los Angeles Dodgers are 34-22. They are first in the NL West. They have a 2-game lead currently over the San Diego Padres, and they are on a 1-game losing streak. When the Dodgers have faced teams that have a greater than 500 record, they are 10-9, so 1 game over 500, and their run differential is a plus 65. The Dodgers, telemarketers, go figure. Excuse me for a sec. This one isn't a telemarketer. All right, sorry about that. I am back. Son had plans over here, but he just canceled, so we'll keep on talking baseball. The Dodgers' home record is 19-8, and so hence they've been playing very well at their house. One note was they did get swept last week. They got swept last week by the Angels in LA. So they are not unbeatable, and we certainly have the opportunity to hop in there and get them. The Dodgers series season series record is 13-6-1. They have series wins versus the Cubs, the Angels, the Tigers, 2 series wins against the Braves, the Rockies, Rangers, Pirates, 2 series wins against the Marlins, a series win against the Diamondbacks, A's, and the Guardians. They have series losses to the Phillies, the Nationals, 2 series losses to the Cubs, the Angels, and the Mets, and they have a split with the Diamondbacks. So that is the composite for the way that the season is shaped up for both teams. As y'all know, this is going to be a rematch of the World Series, but it isn't the Yankees that they saw last year. We are limiting runs, playing a hell of a lot better defense. We have a longer lineup. I'm not really going to go over the Yankee starters because we've heard and know them fairly well, but I'm going to go over the Dodgers stuff. The Dodgers game one starter is Tony Gonsolin. He has a 2-1 record with a 4.68 ERA and 28 strikeouts. He only has 5 starts on the season. He was sitting there in AAA and was called up when the flurry of injuries happened to the Dodgers' original starting rotation. Gonsolin features 4 pitches. He is a 93 mile an hour fastball pitcher, 4-seamer, 41% of the time. He throws a splitter about 25% of the time, and that's running at about 84 miles or so. He also features a slider, 19%, and a curve, 16%. So he has 4 pitches in his arsenal, and he's willing to throw them at any given point. Hey, Mario, thanks for joining the stream. I dislike Boston. I dislike the Dodgers. When Boston plays the Dodgers for the ring, I went for Boston, but I do hate both with a passion. All right, I can understand that and respect it. Gonsolin's plus attributes is he has a high run rate on his off-speed pitches, a lot of movement. He has a high strikeout and whiff rate. What he doesn't have in his negative attributes are he tends to not give up ground balls. People don't tend to chase his stuff. He has a high walk rate, and people tend to barrel him up. Opponents are hitting roughly 246 against him, so that's higher than the league average. In his last outing, it was a loss to the Mets. He went 5 innings, gave up 7 hits, 3 base on balls. He hit a batter and had 4 earned runs and only 4 strikeouts. So those are figuring basically around the same guidelines as baseball savant numbers. Landon Knack, the game 2 starter, has a 2-2 record with a 5.22 ERA and 28 strikeouts. He's only had 7 starts on the season, and he is another one of the pitchers that they've called up because of injury. And the last one, who we won't be facing, is Dustin May. Like most standard pitchers, Knack features 4 pitches, 93 mile an hour fastball. He throws about 47% of the time. A changeup that he throws at 84 miles an hour, and that's about 25% of the time. Then he has a curve. He slides in there 15%, and a slider about 13%. So he's willing to use all 4 pitches, so you can't really sit back and ambush what he has coming to the plate. In his last outing, his plus attributes are a good off-speed run rate. If you look at his negative attributes, almost every one of them is low. He doesn't have positive attributes. Essentially, he is a 5th starter that has stuff to offer similar to a batting practice pitcher. Opponents are hitting 286 against him, so that's 40 points over league average. And I anticipate the duration that this kid pitches, the Yankees are going to be able to hit him like a ping pong ball. All right, Dennis the Menace, welcome to the stream, brother. Appreciate you being here. Let's see, what have we got to say? Drop it up on the screen. Upcoming Dodgers series. Hey, Jonathan. Recently, the Rangers swept the Dodgers and the Yankees swept the Rangers. I feel better about the series with them than I did last World Series. All right, fair enough. Hey, Joe, welcome. And Knack, his last outing versus the Mets was a loss for him. He went 6 innings, gave up 6 hits. He didn't walk anybody. He did hit a batter. Gave up 3 earned runs and had 5 strikeouts. So, he had stuff that was capable of getting a win. Sure, he just did not get the run support. And the Sunday night pitcher, Yoshinobu Yamamoto. He's 6-3 on the season with a 1.94 ERA and 75 strikeouts. He features 6 pitches, like most Japanese pitchers. A 95-mile-an-hour four-seamer that he throws about 37% of the time, a 90-mile-an-hour splitter that he throws about 28% of the time, and a curveball that runs at 76 miles an hour. Hey, Merck and Jacob, thanks for joining the stream. Appreciate y'all being here. I mean, Yamamoto is a classic Japanese pitcher. He relies on heavy movement. He's got 3 other pitches that he throws in there: a cutter, a sinker, and a slider. They're under 10% of the time, so whatever he has a feel for, he will throw. But he relies heavily on the splitter, diving out of the strike zone for strikeouts, and he's been very effective with that. But I think, the more that we see these Japanese pitchers, the better we are at hitting at them. So, good things may happen, but he is going to be a tough opponent to face up against. If you look at his Baseball Savant page, all of his attributes are in the red zone. There are a couple that are above average, but he's an excellent pitcher. Yankees wanted him 2 years ago, and he spurned us. So Yankee fans have a little bit of a piss and fire and vinegar towards him, but he's a quality arm. Opponents are hitting a mere 208, so he is in Yankee realm with regard to giving up shots. The one thing that I could say about Yamamoto that I'm hoping will be a plus for us is he's only managing about 5 2/3 innings an outing. There are a couple of outings that he's managed 7, but a lot of them are right at 5 innings where he hits the pitch count for him. So if we can get him out of the game early enough, the Dodgers bullpen isn't as fortified as it was last year with some key injuries. We may be able to take advantage of them. If we're talking, what do I predict being the series outcome for this one? I'm thinking that we're going to go 2-1. I think that we take games 1 and 2 and let Yarbrough shoot number 3, and they possibly end up taking game 3. When I was looking over the numbers, Fried pitching in the first game, he owns Freeman and Betts. They're both hitting in the mid 100s against him with a significant amount of at bats. Ohtani has hit Fried well, but solo home runs from him are not going to put the Yankees out of a game. So I'm not overly concerned about that. And if you look at Fried versus most of the Dodger lineup, they have a lot of at bats, and they're just not hitting very well off of them. All right. In Yamamoto's last outing, it was a win versus the Guardians. He went 6 innings, gave up 3 hits, 2 walks, gave up 2 earned runs, and struck out 7. So, it's a real respectable number against a good hitting team like that. And I'm going to bring up some numbers here. If we look at the Dodgers on the season, start on the right-hand side, we're going to look at their pitching numbers. The Dodgers have a 4.09 ERA, which is 21st in the league, or the bottom 20%. They've allowed 69 home runs, which is a boatload. That puts them at 24th in the league, bottom 20%. Their whip is a 129, 18th percent, or 18th, and their batting average against is 240, and that is 14th, so that puts them right in the middle of the pack. Their offensive numbers, you're going to see their batting average is one in the league, hitting 263. Runs is 314, second in the league. Homers is 87, second in the league. On base is 342, second in the league. And their slug is 458, second in the league. If we look at the Dodgers stars, Freddie Freeman is their average leader, hitting 359. Will Smith, 338. And Ohtani at 292. Home runs, Ohtani leads Major League Baseball with 20 home runs, followed by Teoscar Hernandez, 10, who tends to hurt the Yankees. Hernandez has 42 RBIs, Freeman has 36, and Ohtani has 35. If we look at pitching, it's Yamamoto, 6 wins as a starter. The rest of the guys that are listed there are out of the pen. So they're getting a lot of their wins out of the pen. The only person who figures on the ERA plat is Yamamoto, 197. And he has 75 strikeouts, and the rest of these guys are way down. And if we go to our New York Yankees, I'm going to share that one up for you. We, on our pitching numbers, are ERA 3.25, sixth in baseball. Home runs allowed 46, fourth in baseball. Whip 115, first in baseball, and batting average against is a low 207, best in baseball. With regard to the hitting statistics, where you saw that the Dodgers were number 2 in a lot of categories, they were number 2 because they were behind us. Our batting average is a 259, fourth. Runs is 305, third. Home runs 88, first. On base percentage 343, first. And slug 466, first. So if you look at our Yankee leaders, Aaron Judge is hitting 391, so he's gone into a slump and dropped from 400. Paul Goldschmidt is hitting 347 home runs. Judge is leading the team with 18 and 47 RBIs. And we'll bounce from those numbers because, like I said, you're pretty familiar with what the Yankees have been doing. There are a lot of diehards here. And I see Jake joining the stream. Got a comment. Hey, Ken, I agree. Ultimately, I believe good pitching is what wins games. 2 out of 3 would be nice. I think so, too. All right, fellas. My preview's taken about a half hour or so. And I'm going to drop a link so that anyone who wants to talk can come up and give a shout out about how they feel about the series coming up. For those of you who are here, if you haven't, please hit the like. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing and share this channel out. We are actually up to 103 subscribers, and we're looking at trying to eclipse that milestone of 125, our next tier. So I'd appreciate all the help that y'all can give. Uh, let's see. Sean Browning says Judge revenge on Dodger Stadium. Yep. And all right. Stephen B. Beagle third is where we need an upgrade. Stanton is coming back, makes the bench better. Okay. Uh, for the schedule, if you didn't hear to begin with, the Joe at NY Yankees Mania is going to be having a live show at 7:30. Uh, the the Somerset Patriots are going to be featuring Jazz Chisholm's first rehab start. Uh, and Nithin Ramachandra is going to be giving live updates on Jazz's progress. The other thing that they have is Spencer Jones is now off the IL with his neck injury, and uh, he is going to be in the game tonight, so we can get some live updates there. At 9 p.m., Jason from 161 River Ave is going to be uh, holding a roundtable for possible trade moves at the deadline, things that I suppose some have been talked about. Uh, Bob Nightingale posted an article about Yankees pursuing another starting pitcher, bullpen help, and a right-handed hitting third baseman. Uh, so they may be talking about avenues of that, but I suggest tuning in because Jason has a quality channel over there, and he always has awesome takes. So support the Yankee content creators. And tomorrow evening, before the game, Joe should have a uh, pregame pregame review, and we'll have the play-by-play from the Yankees and the Dodgers from Apple TV. So hence, let's see, couple of comments we'll go over. Uh, Beagle getting Cousins back, huge upgrade over Hamilton. All right. And let's see, John the Beagle Dad. Uh, no one will change my mind. I'd feel better with more pitching. More pitching where, John? But when I bring it up, meh. You want another starter? You want bullpen help? Uh, do we know when Cousins is coming back? I feel like he keeps having setbacks. Uh, his ETR is late June. It's, I believe he started his program. The last setback he had was only for a couple of days. It wasn't a prolonged thing, so they didn't make a big hubbub about it. All right, and John answers starter and bullpen arm. Okay, you want a starter and bullpen arm? Who? Who would you want to add to this team, and who would you be willing to trade for them? Me personally, I'm looking at shedding some of the bullpen arms. All right, Jake. Okay, good. I think the bullpen help should be prioritized because they seem to be getting by with the starters they have right now. Okay. All right. Comment from John. I want our reinforcements back, not willing to trade. Uh, and Sean Browning says third base. All right. With the reinforcements back, which ones are you looking at? And who are you looking at DFAing or sending down to Scranton? I'm assuming the starter you're talking about is Luis Hill. All right, because if Luis Hill comes up, or when he comes up, we have Will Warren, uh, Yarborough, and possibly Clark Schmidt. One of those three is going to get either moved to the bullpen or sent down. All right, we have a couple of suggestions. And let's see. Jake says it's tough because the lineup would be better if Stanton and Rice could be in it. Wish Rice could play third. Uh, just a note on that one, Jake. During the Colorado series during pregame, Rice was actually taking reps at third base. So that may be a possibility. I'm not sure how good a one, but I know they're at least looking at that to possibly get Rice at bats. And Sean says DFA Tim Hill. I don't see that one happening because he's one of the few lefties that we actually have out in the pen since we DFA'd Tyler Matzek. And Stephen B says, I think Yarborough goes back to Longman. Keep Warren in the rotation. He's been great. Okay. Yarborough goes to the pen. Who's out? And let's see. I think Sean makes a good point about DFAing Hill. Okay. Stephen B. Schmidt is not going to move from the rotation. He is good for. And then Sean says DFA Hamilton. Well, we actually have options on him, so we could send him back down. So there wouldn't be a need to DFA. Uh, all right. So from our little round robin here, you can tell that there are some big decisions that need to be made. Uh, I don't think that Del Santos is the odd man out. He is one of the few long relief arms that we have, and he's been very effective. Uh, he's been being able to be put in at any given spot from early reliefs from bad starts all the way up until the eighth/ninth inning. So, not sure why you'd want to can a guy like him. I'm going to drop the link one more time. If nobody wants to come up, then I'll shut the stream down and we can prep for the next event at NY Yankees Mania at 7:30. And let's see. Stephen B says that he could see moving 2 relievers at the deadline to open up some spots on the 40-man. Well, you know what, John? Time flies when you're talking Yankee baseball, and there's always a good active conversation. Ken working on feeding the dogs. I'm hopping on shortly. All right. You know what the answer to that is, Stephen? Open up a damn 40-pound bag of kibbles. Just pour the shit on the floor and let them go at it. Feeding done. Your tone thought I was getting the tone of death. No, not at all. Just asking questions. Curious to see what people are thinking and where they're laying. If I'm Brian Cashman, what I'm thinking is that I'm looking for a power bat third base. I don't want a long-term obligation. Me personally, I would lean towards the Diamondbacks. Diamondbacks have been taking it in the shorts lately because of their bullpen blowing save after save after save. Eugenio Suarez is on an expiring contract. Diamondbacks are wanting to get their number one prospect at the major league level. So he's readily available to fill in for Suarez. AJ Puck and Jose Martinez, their back end of the rotation closer and setup guy, have both been on the IL. Not sure when they're returning. And I would be willing to offer a couple of our bullpen pieces, whether it be Ian Hamilton, Devin Williams, Hamilton, and Tim Hill, 2 players that could be productive for the Diamondbacks. In that trade, we end up swapping contract for contract that expires, and they get a sweetener with Ian Hamilton. They may go for it. I am not pulling a trade for Nolan Arenado, not a chance in hell. Contract is too expensive, too many years locked up, and honestly, diminishing skill set. If I'm looking for an Oswaldo Cabrera replacement, somebody that is a Swiss Army knife type player, I'd consider bringing John Birdie back from the Cubs. He's a little more than a utility guy. Another guy who's having a bit of a down season, but his hard hit numbers and contact, lack of strikeouts would be from the Cincinnati Reds, Matt McClain. Merck, I think Ke'Bryan Hayes would be a solid addition to the team. He's under control, I want to say, until 2030 on a very, very reasonable contract. So if the Pirates are willing to divvy him out, I guarantee that it's going to cost us an arm or a leg i.e., meaning that they're going to seek a player like uh, Spencer Jones, Lombard Jr., possibly Ben Hess, some of our top arms, since they seem to be developing real good starting pitching. So, not sure if that's worth the trade one way or another, but it's certainly something to consider. And Cash and his staff will do their due diligence on that. All right. Sean says they'll probably want Hess or Arias. Uh, I'm not so willing to give up Ben Hess personally because I've seen him pitching through his college career, and his numbers are looking very solid down on the farm. Oh, let's see. Stephen B is here. We will add him to the stage. Hey, Stephen, how's it going?
Good. I'm still working on my dogs, but I figured I'll hop on while doing some stuff.
All right, what do you got to say?
Uh, Yankees are looking a lot better than the last year at this time, and their defense was a lot better, but the relievers are better than last year. Even don't know why that keeps on doing that. But Yankees do look a lot better than last year at this point, even without Soto. A lot better defense, a lot better pitching, and a lot of good things.
Okay, fair
Going.
enough. And how are you feeling about the upcoming Dodgers series?
I'm expecting 2 out of 3, to be honest. I expect 2 out of 3. I really don't. These teams. This team seems like it's better on the road than past years. I mean, last year was an exception. We were better on the road than at the home. It was actually kind of nice to see them actually doing really well again this year.
Yep, we were well over 500 on both avenues, home and road splits. Dodgers, though, I'll tell you, they're a tough team at home.
Yeah, they are, but the rotation's been decimated with injuries. I mean, their bullpen's is a little bit in shambles. I kind of like we're facing them with a good time. Snell's still injured. Glasnow's been injured. Roki's been on the injured list. That's like three quarters of the rotation right there. And then
Yeah.
Yonemoto's been pitching great for them, but then you have Altani that's just starting to start again. So he's not even in the rotation. I think it's going to hurt his offensive production when he goes back, if he even effective being a pitching.
All right, I'm going to bring up a couple of statements. One from Joe. Jazz Chisholm Jr. first at bat to right field.
Good stuff there.
Okay, that's a plus. And Merck, I think we're going to pick up Ke'Bryan Hayes. His dad had real major ties to the New York Yankees. Okay.
I really think we're going to be getting a long-term solution at third. I think they really want Lombard there, so I'm guessing a rental.
Hey, Max, how's it going?
Hey, Max.
I'm going to drop a link if you want to hop up. Feel free, brother. Don't know if you're coming home from work or whether you're at the house. All right, there goes Stephen B. Maybe Stephen B's dogs got hungry and decided to eat him instead. Oh, he's back. So he must have fought the dogs off. All right, welcome back.
No, my phone just acted funny for a second. It wasn't even the dog yet.
We figured the dogs might have tackled you and began to eat you instead, since you didn't get the kibbles out.
No, they're actually getting fed early. I usually try to feed them around 7, so it's good stuff there. I'm surprised CT Cards is in the chat.
He may be prepping to go on the live stream with Joe, so it's all right. He was here earlier.
I know, I saw that. But I do really think we're going to get a rental for third base. I think Lombard's probably the future for third base, and I don't think they're going to want to add too much of the payroll. So a rental seems more in line with what Cashman's probably looking at.
I'm not sure that Lombard will actually be a third baseman for the Yankees because he's continued to be worked out at second base. We have Jazz coming up with an expiring contract, so I mean he could walk right into the second base spot. If you look at Lombard's ETA to the majors, it's the same year that Jazz walks. So a lot of people are hoping to see him as a call-up in September, and I just don't see that as a realistic estimate.
I think we're seeing Jones come up in September, honestly.
Yeah.
I see Jones more than Lombard Jr. We could also see Pereira, too, if he's not dealt at the deadline.
Well, there are a few trade pieces out there. There's been talk of moving Rice possibly. Pereira's one, Peraza's one, Hamilton. So there are some actually active major league players that could possibly get moved.
Really don't see Rice really getting traded because I think Cashman really likes his bat, and being versatile at first and catcher and DH would probably help. Plus, maybe if he does become good average at third, we can play him there too eventually.
Well, those are all pieces of the puzzle that the Yankee front office are going to have to work out, and we may be agitated, aggravated, pissed, but the team is going to be the team, and hopefully the Yankees fans will continue to support. You know, a lot of us are armchair GMs throwing our 2 cents out, but they don't carry it. Our 2 cents don't really carry any weight.
Usually most like you and Jason and NFB usually have a good idea what Cashman kind of does for moves. I noticed over the last few years that I've been following you guys, so it's kind of have a good flavor for that.
Well, it's long history of following the game and the sport itself, and tend to see trends. I shake my head. A lot of these trade proposals that come out from various rags that are completely ridiculous.
Or the talking points.
But a lot of fans seem to subscribe to them. I just don't happen to be one of them.
I don't go to the talking points. I rather deal with Uncle Tats, you, Joe, NFE, Joey from the shift, Jason from 161, or Jason, the other Jason.
Custodio.
Yep. All good stuff there.
All right, fellas, it's 6:55. We're almost at the hour mark, so I'm going to go ahead and shut her down. Steven, you got any last words before we lock out?
Let's go Yankees.
All right. And like I said, get ready to hop over on NY Yankee Mania with Joe's program. Let's go Yankees. And remember, we'll be calling the play-by-play for tomorrow night's game here at Yankees The Ugly Truth. And with any luck, Joe will be joining us so that we can tag team the play-by-play. Thanks a lot. Please like, subscribe, and share if you haven't done so. Appreciate all of y'all's support. And let's go Yankees, and we'll see you in the funny papers. Have a good night.